Hi Morgan, I set my camera up in the studio tonight. I'm going to make a little video here. I'm just so damn proud of you. You're out on your own, you're getting married, you're starting your life. I'm so happy you're part of my life, and I love you so much that I decided to try to make you something for your wedding as a present. So a couple of days ago I ordered these stones right here, sky blue topaz. And I'm going to cut them and try to make something really nice for you for your wedding as a wedding present. And I'm going to video record every step of the way. And it'll probably be a long, boring video to most people, but hopefully someday when you pass these down to your kids or your grandkids, and I'm long gone, you'll have something you can show them and say, this was your dad and this is what he did for a hobby. So we're going to get started here, and I'm going to edit a video, and hopefully I'll have it all done by your wedding, and you can keep this forever. Alrighty, I got a package in the mail today, and my topaz has arrived. Sky blue topaz from Nigeria. I got 4 pieces here. 25.733 grams. So I'm going to dump it out here and look at it. Looks pretty good. Should make some pretty stones. So, next question is what to cut out of these blue topaz. Okay, I got you set up on the bench here with the view of, got a jar of immersion fluid there. I'm going to submerge each stone and look for flaws, color zoning, fractures, anything that might be hiding inside. That one actually looks good. Alright, I've chosen my first victim here. This will be the first topaz to be cut. I'm still trying to decide on a design. Let's bring the scale in and see how much it weighs. Let's zero that out. .49, 35 and a half. So we'll start with that. 35.490. That's our starting weight. Okay, I've decided what I'm going to cut. I've picked out this square brilliant design, and we're going to cut this stone. So I will do some preforming and shaping, and we'll get it attached to a dop and we'll start faceting. Alright, I got a lap on my machine. We're ready to do some preforming. Get the lap spun up here. So we're just going to grind a rough shape of what we're going for in the stone by hand before we mount it to the dop and actually start fastening it. I did a little preforming on this. I didn't go crazy. I just knocked the corners off. Kind of made it into a square. Getting ready to dop it. I'm going to get it cleaned up and get it dopped. There you can kind of see the square shape. So I'm going to probably dip it in acetone or some alcohol or something, get it cleaned up, and I'm going to dop this with wax, and we'll get ready to cut. All right, we're ready to dop the stone up. I'm going to dop with wax. I got a little bit of a preform. So I got my burner out here. We're going to heat up the stone a little bit. Maybe put some tweezers on it so I don't burn my fingers. We'll get some heat going in the stone. Put a thin layer of wax on the stone, and then I'll do the same with the dop. And then we'll melt the two together. Alrighty, I'm happy with that. Alright, I got the gym mounted up to the dop, and I've got a fairly coarse disc on my lap, and I'm just roughing out the shape now. Just trying to bring it into the rough shape, so I can start to see some of the lines developing in the stone and figure out where I'm going from here. Alright, I got the first set of facets roughed out in this stone. So it's just the very first preliminary rough cut. So from here we'll cut a few more. Okay, now I've got the first angle and now the pavilion. The corners are cut and the sides are cut. So those are the first two facets on this stone. Alright, the next facet is cut. It's that little one that goes up to the girdle there. Alright, the next set of facets are on there. Okay, so the bottom's all roughed out. Now I just got to go through the progressive grits of my laps and smooth it out and polish it. Okay, I got all the facets pre-polished now, as you can see. Okay, the final polish is done. Alright, so I've got that Topaz and the transfer jig. I got another dop and I glued it to the bottom of the first dop. And then when that epoxy dries, I'm going to let it cure overnight. When it dries, we'll take this dop off, and I'll cut the crown. So we'll let it sit overnight to cure, and then we'll cut it. Okay, the epoxy's dried. I removed that first dop, and this is what we ended up with. It's firmly epoxied into this dop, and all that work I done is glued in underneath this brass part. So now we got to work on the top side. So this is what we got to work with. So we'll cut the top of this. Alright, we're working on the top of the stone. And we're to the pre-polished state. So now I'm just taking the scratches out from the coarser grits and making smaller and smaller scratches, working my way through the grits, and this is the last one before I polish it. So monitoring my progress as we go, making sure I don't go too far, and make sure every little facet gets cut just the right depth. Dad's a little helper. Are you gonna help me? Come on. Come on. We're making stones for Morty. Yes, we are. Sissy's gonna get some new jewelry. Yes. We're making stones for Sissy? Yes, 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 yes. Oh, you love your Sissy, don't you? Don't you? You love your Sissy, don't you? Oh, you do. Now the pre-polish is done on the crown. The top side of the gem is all pre-polished. There's just one more step to go to have a finished gem. I just got to polish it. All right, we're on to the final polish. So this is the finest grit disc I have. And it's going to leave a glassy, smooth, shiny finish. I got to check for scratches. Make an adjustment there. Run it across the lap 10 or 12 times there. Check the finish. Check for scratches. See how the finish is. There's still a tiny little cat hair scratch in there. Hopefully that took care of it. Let's check it out. Clean the polishing compound off of the stone so I can see. Get the light just right. Looks like it's gone. Blow the toilet paper lint off so I can see what's a scratch and what's a piece of lint. That looks good. Going to the next facet. There's the finished stone. Final polish done. All the scratches taken out. Mirror finish on everything. All we have to do now is remove it from the dop. Alrighty, the stone is all cut. All we have to do now is free it from the dop. So I'm going to heat up my X-Acto knife blade and kind of melt through the epoxy that's on here. And we'll be able to pop the stone off the dop, hopefully, without breaking it. We'll put it in some acetone to clean it up. Shine it up, make it all pretty. What about these? Trying to get a hold of the stone, get a hold of the dop. See if we can soften up what little bit of epoxy is left inside the dop and free it. Hey, there's the stone with a bit of epoxy on it. So that's going to go into some acetone. We'll get it all cleaned up. When I get it cleaned up, we'll take a closer look at it. Okay, so the stone is off the dop, and I've cleaned it up in some acetone. Here's what it looks like. Spin it around here so you can see it. And I think I need to put it on the turntable to get a good look at it. Okay, so we're gonna weigh it. So I got my scale out here. And we'll throw it on the scale and see how much she weighs. Zero the scale out. 10.605, so just over 10.5 carats. Not bad. And right about now, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, he held up 2 stones in that video. What happened to the rest of them? And this is all I filmed of making the subsequent stones. These are your earrings side by side being made. All right, I have the finished stones here, all cut. Trying to get a hold of them. There's one. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. So this is what the 4 sky blue topaz yielded. Just got my topaz back from the jeweler, and it's been set. Got a necklace and 2 earrings. So I'll zoom you in here so you can see. There is the necklace and the earrings. And the necklace is on an adjustable chain. So it's got a sliding mechanism, so you can make it as long as you want or as short as you want, so it hangs right where you need it to. Hi, Bruiser. Come here. Come here. Is it time for a puppy break? Come here. Oh, such a big boy. Look what we're doing. We're looking at Morgie's necklace. What do you think? What do you think? Huh? Did we do a good job? Is Morgie going to be happy? What do you think? Huh? What do you think? Think Morgie's going to be happy with that? Huh? You a good boy? Huh? Hey. Yeah. You a good boy. All right. We got to box him up and give him to Sissy. All righty.